Here we go. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's April the 23rd, and this is the Denver Business Beat podcast. My name is Erica Netterville. I'm your host, and today my very special guest is William Turner. How are you today?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Perfect. We were just at Leads Connect at the Denver Metro Chamber, so we're like out of breath. Today the networking was so good. And it's kind of neat because for me and you, it's almost full circle.
It is.
I met this really precocious young man a year ago with an idea about creating his business, and to see the momentum, the growth, the path, the hard work in a year to have his business a reality. And now we're sitting here with William and friends, and you have an extensive client list, you're ever growing, you're making contacts. I probably got you a couple calls. I'm just so completely in awe of you. You're doing big things, and it's a real love and success story for the chamber, because you go to these networking events, you have these great conversations, you do business, but it's very rare that you see a very young entrepreneur person that comes in and says, I have this idea, ABC, to execute it. They do it, and then they're sitting there a year and a half later, 2 years down the road, and they're in their business and they're thriving. And to see that as an older business person, I'm 50, to see a young one come in, and if you're doing these things in your early 20s, what the hell are you going to be doing in 30 and 40 and 50? You're going to be like the biggest company in Denver. I'm so excited.
Hopefully not working.
That part. A nice extensive team. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about you. Where'd you come from? Where'd you go to school?
Yeah, so I went to school at UNC Chapel Hill. I'm from North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
East Coast.
I'm an East Coaster, yeah. So I moved out here on my own, actually knowing zero people. But just that's kind of how I do things, I guess. Just go for it.
Yeah.
That's kind of be my main, I guess, story to tell today. Is just go for it. But yeah, so I would say for some background, I actually have been a quote-unquote entrepreneur since I was about 13 years old, 12 or 13. So I actually started with a landscaping company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think we ever discussed this, but
no, we never.
So yeah, I started with a landscaping company. I got really good at mowing my lawn from a pretty young age. My dad would sit out on the porch and watch me mow and get my lines straight and all those sort of things and edge the lawn really nicely. And so, I've always been really obsessed with quality and pretty, I guess, perfectionist, you could say. I hate to overuse that word, but so basically one day just went over to my next door neighbor and said, hey, would you like to get your lawn mowed? It was a mess. It was super overgrown all the time. He was a busy guy. And so he immediately said, yeah, your lawn looks great. Let's do it. And then I think a few weeks later, one of our neighbors drove past in his car and saw me doing it. And then he was like, I know you don't live there. And stopped me and said, hey, you're doing a great job. Could you do my lawn too? And by the end of that summer, I was a middle schooler and had more lawns than I wanted as a 13-year-old.
Wow.
So had kind of the street locked down, I guess you'd say. And then from there, built a pretty, I guess, large business for a high schooler, and had a little crew put together, was doing bigger and bigger projects. So this is sort of something that feels natural to me.
Yeah.
And the corporate world doesn't, because it's just in my blood. My father's an entrepreneur too. He came from the corporate world, kind of did a similar path to me a bit later though. So this really feels natural to me. And so went to college, sort of worked for a couple startups, really kind of dipped my toes into the marketing world. Mm-hmm. I guess I'd done some marketing for my landscaping business, but it was really mostly a referral business. So then ended up kind of graduated, and I had an international business degree and I had a Spanish minor, and I thought, well, what do I do now? Kind of the classic, graduating from college situation. And I decided to do an internship in Spain. So went out to Spain for a few months after college and ended up working for this small company that it was a couple guys and some interns, and the interns were kind of just going through the motions, typical intern stuff. And I thought, well, I actually would like to make something out of this. What can I do? So I actually was taking HubSpot courses, and it's a marketing platform, and they offer lots of great courses to kind of get your foundations in marketing. And I had a little bit in college, but not really any practical experience aside from those small startups, and decided to really just dive headfirst. And what was great about that experience was I was able, pretty much had carte blanche on the website, and was able to really figure out what exactly this business needed to push the needle, and was able to grow their business quite a bit in just a matter of a few months, kind of just learning those concepts and then immediately applying them to a real business environment.
Yeah.
So invaluable experience. Then a few weeks after I got back from Spain, decided I wanted to move to Denver. I love the outdoors. I know there's a lot of young people here, so yeah, hard to beat that. And also it's a good fun city as well. It's not New York City, but it certainly has its perks.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, it is. So I ended up moving out here. Took a few months to find a job in my kind of specialty. I was working at a hotel. It was a great job just to get paid the bills, but I knew I wanted more. So ended up getting a marketing job and then worked there, and decided the corporate world wasn't quite for me. You know, I had a great team. It was a really nice learning experience, but I decided I wanted more, and I wanted to really help not just a huge company where sales cycles were long and it was hard to kind of make a big impact. I decided I wanted to really help small businesses. It was kind of just what I'd already done for a large portion of my life, and that was really where my passion was. So I ended up actually going to networking events around my work hours, and ended up getting a few clients within a few months. Had some really awesome connections. They're all still my clients actually, and after a few months, was able to quit my full-time job, walked in there, and had that difficult conversation. And a little over a year now later, I, as you said, have grown at a decent amount. I'm trying to grow sustainably, where I can make sure I keep that personal touch with all my clients, and I don't want them to just be a number. So many of them have worked with big agencies, and they just are sort of left by the wayside, and they sign that contract, and they're like, what now? What are you guys doing? Like 6 months later, they'll say, I just paid you all this retainer. What actually happened? So we keep track of everything on a spreadsheet. The client can see it. We keep all the analytics.
It's important.
Exactly. Yeah, it's super important to have that transparency. So I have a great mentor in the city. His name is Jesse McFarland. He's a big reason why I was able to start this business, and he sort of gave me the blueprint for what he's done, is how he's been successful. And so I really was able to sort of have my own plan, and then also bring elements from his plan, and we still talk weekly. We still have that great relationship, and so I want to give a shout out to him.
Important.
Yeah, so that's one of my biggest tips if you're trying to be a young entrepreneur is either through networking. There's plenty of free events too. The chamber is certainly an investment, especially for a young person and a small business. So I think just taking advantage of those opportunities that you have, and really just getting after it and hustling. I would say that's the best word I would use, is just hustle. Hustle and give a shit. I would say if I had a tagline, would be it. So
first curse word we've ever had on the show today.
Oh really? I didn't know that. Sorry.
I love it. No, for me, I love your realness. You are authentic. You care. You take the time. And anybody paying any kind of money for anything, those analytics are super important. And if you're with a big, huge corporation or a big, huge marketing company or website development company, there's so many clients, they don't have time to baby and hold your hand and saying, this is work, let's make changes to this, and let's up this a little bit. You have this thing to you, and it's in your personality that makes people trust you.
Thank you.
That's the biggest thing in business. If they don't know you, if they don't trust you, they're not going to do business with you. And you have this part of you that I'm going to believe what you're saying, and then you show them the way and guide them. And it's kind of funny that you're saying this, because part of our lecture that we just had in the beginning of our networking was storytelling. And so telling a story about where you came from, who you are, what you do, how I can fix your problem, and then the end game, which is showing you that is William Turner and William Friends. I'm bewildered, over the moon, proud of you. I talk about you to other businesses, especially when we're in networking settings and we're both in the building. I'm just like, and I knew that you have big horizons, and I know that you're going to meet and beat at all of those. Expectations are super out there for you. So many things that you're doing right now, young entrepreneurs, it takes someone 25 to 30 to get where you really are. And Denver is better for having you here. You've gained the traction, the momentum, you're in an amazing relationship. I mean, you got like, everything is just falling into place for you. I couldn't be more proud of you. I couldn't be more happy for you. And your first networking event, we sat at a table and I talked to him and I gave it to him straight from 25 years of marketing and business development and being in business, what it takes, the compassion, the consistency, the hard work, and you have just flourished, and I'm over the moon excited about it.
Well, thank you.
And what do you have on the forefront of things coming up with your clients and your business?
Yeah, I actually have my biggest website redesign or design period from the ground up ever.
Ooh,
It's quite a complex project. They're an auto body shop.
Okay.
So they do collision repairs in Commerce City.
Oh, wow.
And they do everything from hail damage, all that sort of stuff,
Okay.
fixing cars. But they also, and something I really like to do is work with clients that I really believe in their ethos and the way that they do things. And so they do something called auto recycling, which was a new thing to me. But basically what they do is they take old cars, or potentially not super old, but just cars that have been in collisions, anything like that,
Okay.
or cars that people don't want anymore that would otherwise go to the junkyard, and they take those cars in and actually pull parts off of them so that someone can go in and get a more affordable part. So
Aw.
it's this interesting
really
website. Yeah, it's amazing. It really is. And they have a huge inventory and it grows and grows, and they're two brothers, which I love doing business with family members. And so they're really also hustlers, and I love doing that too.
Yeah.
So we're going to build a site that's actually based on their services. So we'll be doing SEO targeting for the local clients to help with collision repair, things like that. Right now their business is just referrals, so we're really going to be starting the marketing from scratch. And then also we're going to be plugging in the e-commerce. So they sell on eBay and also on Facebook. So we're going to figure out how to sync all of those platforms
So a
together.
cart and a checkout and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's so major.
It'll be e-commerce and then also kind of that more local SEO touch to their site. So we're in the design process right now. So that's probably my biggest project. But I have calls weekly with prospective clients and also with other business owners. That's really important to me, is that networking. And even if you're a competitor, I talk with competitors all the time, and just people that are older than me and say, hey, I'm a young guy out here. What would you, if you had started this, if you could restart today, what would you do?
Yeah.
And so those conversations are super important. So
Yeah.
I think just weekly trying to build and talk to as many people as possible and do these networking events and just make these connections. And I definitely I'm learning how to sell in a way that isn't too aggressive.
Yeah.
I think right off the bat, I was like, I need this right now to quit my job. So
Sure.
it's funny seeing how I've kind of, I guess, evolved in a way, and in the way I sell things.
I
I'm trying
see it.
to.
I see it every time I talk to you.
Oh, thank
Every
you.
time
Well-
I see you, I'm like, God, he's just soaring and flying and all the success and what's coming to you in the next few years is going to be really beautiful. Here's the thing. When you give that client that care that you do about their business, their brand, their website, when you say, this may or may not work, or I think we should do this, because that's coming from a place of, one, your professionalism, and two, you care. I think that's really going to resonate with your clients for the entire time of your business.
Hope so.
I just think that, what's coming for you is what's deserved for you. So I'm over the moon, proud of you, and super duper excited.
Well, thank you.
Can you give us all your handles, Facebooks, LinkedIn website, all that stuff?
Yeah, you can find me at williamandfriends.com, A&D spelled out.
Okay, and spelled out.
Find my name, William Turner, on LinkedIn. There's a lot of us, actually, surprisingly so.
Yeah.
So if you search William and Friends, William Turner, I should pop up.
Okay.
You can see I'm not too active on there, but I try and post occasionally and provide some of the.
Gotta get your LinkedIn game up.
I do.
That's the clientele base that you need, and
100%.
I'm gonna share all your stuff and really make that commitment to you.
Absolutely.
So I ask these two questions to all of my guests. If William could go back to your 15-year-old self, and it doesn't sound like it's real far away, what would be the thing that you would say to little William to prepare you for where you're at right now in this chair here in Denver at Serendipity Labs with this beautiful background behind you?
That's a great question. I think I will say too, I like to be authentic with these things. I am a pretty anxious person. So these networking events I'm getting more comfortable with it for sure.
Yeah.
And as I learn my own
Sure,
story and have,
sure.
I think the greatest thing for imposter syndrome, I saw this quote a little while ago, is to have an irrefutable body of work. So indisputable body of work, there's no way that anyone can say that I don't provide results. So I think that's a big thing. But 15-year-old me was doing a similar thing.
Yeah, you were a hustler.
I was a hustler, so I would say just keep hustling and trust the process. It's such an, I guess, overused cliche thing, but
it's real.
I think it's true. And
Especially with young people watching right now. Some of these viewers, they're in college, they're in high school, they're like, what do I do? And I'll be honest with you, you can go to school, you can go to college and graduate and not know what the hell you want to do.
It's true.
It's terrible. So we're going to switch this up. Your 75-year-old self, what would be the legacy that William would want to leave for his 75-year-old self?
I like to say that I want to grow with my clients. And if I can retire a few of them earlier than they expected to by bringing them new business, that's what I want. And I fully believe that keeping your clients happy is what grows your business. And I woke up yesterday to another referral from a client I hadn't worked with for a little while because we just had a short contract. And so I think just leaving that good impression and being honest
Returning business.
Yeah, and just having the confidence, I think again to a 15-year-old self, I would just say just keep going after it, trust the process, be confident in what you have to offer.
Yeah.
And I think I would say, I don't know, I hope that I evolve but don't change too much. I really would like to maintain that personal connection with my clients. And
it is hard to stay in the same place, the same mindset, because especially someone that's dealing with data and tech, and you're evolving just like everything else is evolving. And we've got AI and cybersecurity and all the things that you've got to be up to speed on, especially when you're doing a cart. Keeping that credit card information and that credit card processing safe and the back end is really impressive and hard to do. And so you are going to be taking those next steps in your career and in your business. And that's, once you have that down, I don't think there's anything that you could ever really change. I mean, you're just on that trajectory, and it's beautiful to see you just go.
Thank you.
So we're gonna switch gears a little bit, and this is a love letter to William Turner and William and Friends as a business-to-business colleague. There's been a lot going on in the background of things that I've been trying to talk to you a little bit through the episodes and get you prepped up for kind of what today is for me as a business owner, for me as a client of Williams. I'm sure I had all the same questions that any other client. When is this going to be ready? What is that? Can we do this? Can I add that? Oh, that's already on there. Wow, you met my expectation and all of the things. So William has created a beautiful website for the Denver Business Beat podcast that you can watch the show on Facebook like you like to watch it. You can watch it on YouTube. There'll be extensions coming in the next few days that you can watch it on Apple and Spotify and RSS feed. There's been a lot of work that's gone into this in the background. And me, myself, as a business owner, just like you and your business, working with anybody, especially William and Friends, you're gonna have questions along the way or things that you wanna question or ask. He is absolutely incredible, and he runs a tight ship. So you'll be scheduled, you'll get those answers, you'll get those phone calls, but everything is like really organized down to the minute with him and his career, his life, his calls, his appointments. And for me, I know everything in my being to show my gratitude going forward. You will hear me, William and Friends, William and Friends, William and Friends, William and Friends. Because what you've done and what you're doing for me and not only my other clients is you're changing their life.
That's the goal.
You're changing the trajectory of their business. This beautiful new website he's gonna show you, and today we're gonna click it and go live on the show. The hosting is an additional fee that I have no problem paying for, and I'm sure you won't either. hosting is so important. Those keywords, gathering those people that are typing things and bringing them to your site so you have new discoveries of your business, your website, your brand, your whatever it is that you're selling or buying is right there. This is also leading into my own CRM that I recently purchased through Sam Zorin. Everything is going to be integrated into this website with XHello, my CRM of 10,000, the Stripe for invoicing, the being able to schedule your posts to go out, the AI agent when you're adding new emails into there, categorizing, subcategorizing, emailing, sending out media kits. All of this is going to be life-changing for the Denver Business Beat podcast, and I only have William Turner to thank for that. My forever gratitude. Where we're going in the next few years with the podcast, he's going to be there by my side, helping me and me sending him clients and helping clients find him and referrals and all of the amazing things, because what he's doing for me, what he's doing for you and your business, no one can give you that level of professionalism, technical skill, and knowledge. And when you are able to do that, bar none, hands down, he's the man with the plan. So you are going to see a lot of things, William and Friends, that I will be sharing in the future, because I want to give back the way he's given to me and just been there as a support system and dealing with his own paying clients. He's still answering what I need or making suggestions or doing things in the back end that need to be done because he knows what is really needed in website development. So I think you have something with us today that you're gonna show the viewers there on your laptop. Bring that bad boy around here.
Well, I'm not quite sure how much they'll be able to see from it.
Well, they can see it.
Yeah. So
is this a touchy?
It is not. No, it's a MacBook, but I can.
So this is the new website, and I'm over the moon excited about it. There's ways to watch. There's past episodes. If you want to watch a past episode, it's right here, most recently when done. How to communicate, how to be a guest on the show, how to send an email. And then here at the bottom, this is what I love. Go all the way to the bottom. There's a link if you want to learn more about William and Friends, William Turner, and what he can do for your business. I'm going to be speaking the gospel, so just get ready. We're actually going to go live today, right here on the podcast with this website live. So I'm going to hold it up a little bit. There's a little blue button right there, and as soon as he pushes it, this website will go live. And what's that website name?
TheDenverBeatPodcast.com.
Woo! So let's do it.
All right, publishers. I'll let you click it. It's your site.
This?
Yep.
Or enter?
You got to click the touch bar.
Here we go, guys.
Touchpad. There we go.
Oh my God.
Published right there.
Oh my God.
Your site is live.
We're live online right now. So I'm just want to sit here for a second in the moment of that as a business owner. I've done podcasting for years. I've been in business and business development and marketing for years and always worked for somebody and worked my butt off. And I'm working for me on the side now as well. And to just be in that arena for the first time is a beautiful thing. When he does your website, when he does your cart, when he does your checkout, when he does your hosting, and everything is real and you're making the business cards, this feeling comes over you of success, happiness, inspiration, business owner, all of the things. And
super fun.
It's super fun.
It's just fun.
It feels amazing. And you know, I had my own hurdles. We had someone, and Google won't tell me who it was, but someone was trying to buy the name, the Denver Business Beat Podcast. And I had to go in there and block it and buy it for 5 years. Just that kind of atrociousness just makes me sick that someone wouldn't want me to succeed. I'll buy the name and make her pay for it. That is ugly business, so please don't be that person. But those are some of the trials that I had to go through. So you'll be seeing me posting this new beautiful website by William and Friends. I want you to check it out and see the quality of the site. Over the next few months, things will be added to it, media kits and different links and different things. This podcast will be the first episode uploaded to the live website, and Williams will be right on there, so you'll be able to scroll down and click it and watch and learn everything about William and Friends. I want you to make an appointment, a phone call, get on his schedule. If your website is old and outdated, it's just been sitting there, no one's giving you analytics or traffic, or maybe you want to incorporate AI and your Facebook marketplace and your eBay, he can do all of that and really get your business up and going. If someone's wanting to have a portal so that they can make appointments on their website, he's able to do all of that kind of stuff. So you can take your business and your website to the next level, and I'm just super duper excited to be among the business crowd of business owners. I've done my own business cards. We have an award coming in the mail, Denver Leadership Foundation, for Best New Podcast of 2024 and 2025. So we'll snap a little photo and put that up there too.
Well deserved.
Yeah, I'm just humbled and grateful and thankful, and I can't do any of it without the viewers and the people who like the show. And we were sitting in a Thai place over in Cherry Creek 3 weeks ago, and this little elderly lady comes up, and she's like this, and she's patting my arm. She goes, "You're Erika." I was like, "Hi, ma'am." And she goes, "I watch your podcast on Denver Moms on the group. I think you got a great thing going on, girl." I about fell out of my chair that this little old lady came up to me, recognized me, watches the show. She's like, "I watch it every week." That kind of stuff you just can't get anywhere. It's bar none, makes you feel like you're there and you're doing it. Any events, any big things we need to discuss or anything before we close out the show that you got going on?
Not particularly. No, I try and go to all the speed networking events that I can, and I don't know, I like the fast-paced stuff. I'm not good at sitting still for a little while.
Yeah, and let's talk about some events too, because I want you to come to those events. Bagels in Business is May 7th, 8 a.m. here at Serendipity Labs. CBBN, which is our Contractors Business Networking event, is here on May the 9th at 8 a.m. Both of those breakfasts are sponsored by Restoration One of West Denver. We're going to have speakers and guests and networking, and around the room everybody gets 1 full minute to talk about their business, their brand. I really love that at a networking event. So there'll be time for one-on-ones and good food and great conversations and great networkings, and I hope that you're at both of those. And then here's the latest news that no one knows, and we haven't really been able to talk about this. Me and Logan with Denver Pub Crawl have done a little business relationship, and we're going to be giving you a incredible event called B2H2. It'll be the first B2B happy hour here on 16th Street Mall on the 14th floor of the Vector building, and we're gonna have complimentary cocktails, complimentary appetizers, and incredible networking. So we've got your breakfast, we've got your contractors, and we've got your happy hour all scheduled. Lots of fun events. I'll be posting those in the newsletters that you'll start seeing coming out next month. We've got a lot of things going on, and today was just the first of many incredible and exciting, wonderful things that we're all going to be doing, as well as Mr. Turner will be there as well for a lot of things. So when you see us at networking events, you see me or you see him, I'm going to be bringing you to him and saying, "Here, this is it. This is the guy that you need to talk to." So make sure that you're following him on LinkedIn, William Turner with William and Friends. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been our show today. I am your hostess with the mostest, Miss Erica Netterville. I'm the business development representative with Restoration One of West Denver, ambassador to the Denver Metro Chamber, host of this incredible podcast that you're watching, and founder of the the Nonprofit Networking Breakfast Summit. There's so many things going on. It's just, woo! I want to say thank you so much. I want to say thank you to you. You're incredible and amazing.
Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. It was much deserved and needed. That's our show for today. So we'll see you out and about. Have a wonderful day. And I hope you're as excited as I am when he makes your website. See you soon.
Thank you.